love to look at, what happened over the last 2 years, which is obviously that a lot of things happened with business due to the pandemic. And most importantly, in-person contact was very limited, especially at the beginning. So I want to know, what key decision did you make as a leader early in the pandemic that looking back now, 2 years later, you think perhaps, I don't know if save is the right word, but at the very least helped not only sustain, but actually now grew your business in a time where your primary service was so restricted?
That's a great question. I don't want to skirt around the reality of the past 2 years have been incredibly difficult. I mean, personally, professionally, I've probably been challenged more than I ever have in my entire life. I mean, I've always been a driver and a go-getter, and I don't really let no or anything stop me. So to really truly not be able to find a way to make the business work, to really truly be at the mercy of all of these other decisions and whatnot that were in play was incredibly, I mean, it's like I'm searching for the word because it is hard to describe how, I mean, we all experienced it. Everyone knows, right? But I mean, it's like, what is the word? It's just like nothing we've ever experienced, And so I guess I want to say that because I feel like it's important for other leaders and people who are building to know that we all struggled. And, I think that there's impacts that we're all going to continue to feel for a long time. But one of the things that I think I really held on to, and I actually think that it is true for every person who we all admire. You can think of a successful person, and it's not necessarily that they were the most well-connected or the most experienced or the most educated. They were the biggest believers and champions in what they had created or what they had envisioned. And no matter the obstacle in front of them, they kept that belief. They kept believing that there was purpose and value in that. And they just kept going. Perseverance and tenacity, I believe, are the two strongest attributes that an entrepreneur and a leader can have to drive things forward. And so that's kind of what we did, is we just kept believing that that we were going to get to the other side of it. And ultimately I talk about Squeeze as, we're in the people industry, not the service industry. The people are really what matter and come first. And when I say people, I'm specifically referring to our employees, our team. I'm a big, big, big believer that a happy employee makes a happy guest, makes a happy owner, and the world goes round. So much of our emphasis, especially in the early days, was just taking care of our team, making sure that they were, they knew that it wasn't a matter of if, it was just a matter of when we were going to reopen. I personally connected with every single person on the team multiple times throughout all of this to ensure that they knew that we cared for them, if there was anything that we could do to support them. So much of my time and effort was like mindset, just believing and like envisioning what it was going to look like when we got to the other side of it, and just, continuing to push that through. And then also trying to just encourage everyone else that was going to happen as well. In the early days, we actually chose not to furlough our employees for an entire month. So, if everyone can remember, we thought that the world was going to be shut down for 2 weeks.
Right.
And then it was 2 more weeks and 2 more weeks. And all of a sudden, many, many, many weeks. But, we decided we were going to keep the team fully, employed for those 2 weeks. And then when those 2 weeks extended even further, we were like, okay, well, we're going to do it for at least a month. And we let everyone know that, and tried to just be as transparent as possible that, hey, we're doing our best to really navigate this. We want you to know that we're here for you and going to walk alongside you. And so that's something. And we had during that time, we had Zoom team meetings, back when Zoom was a new thing. and everyone didn't mind doing it. But even with our therapist, like we got everyone on. And one of the things that I'll always remember is, so therapists have to file their nails, right? I mean, they're constantly massaging people. So it was so fun in like the third week or whatever, we had all of our female therapists like showing their nails on Zoom because they're like, we get to grow out our nails. So there's sweet little things like that like really kind of, kept us going. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely no right answer. I feel like it was a hard thing to navigate. I'm just really grateful that we made it to the other side.